All right, so welcome everybody to the podcast. It's going to be a very interesting podcast because I don't know where it's going to go, honestly. So we're gonna see where this takes us.
It's the Joshua Morones Podcast. Probably the best podcast in the universe. It's the Joshua Morones Podcast. Hey, maybe just the best in the RJV. It's the Joshua Morones Podcast.
We got some alcohol involved, and so go ahead and introduce yourselves while I pour us a drink of a 25-year-old Armagnac, which is a French brandy.
I am Gregorio Garza Jr., the composer, and Arzalez, the artist. And my good friend here is a local celebrity, Vic Vicious. You want to say hi to the good people?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Victor Rivera here from the residency of McAllen, Texas.
You know what's very funny is Vic seems very nervous.
I am.
I don't think
right
I've
now.
ever seen you like this.
If you could only feel my palms right now, Josh. They're like Niagara Falls.
All right, well, so here we go. Cheers, boys.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that.
Yeah, drink. You know what?
No.
Why?
I had a late night last night.
What'd you drink?
We had a late night last night.
But I'm okay, brother.
But you
Yeah,
drink
I
all the
know.
time.
Yeah, I do, man, but we kind of overdid it last night.
How many beers did you drink?
4 Millers. But the big ones, though. It was like the big ones.
The 12-ounce
No,
Millers?
like 16 ounces, 60 ounces. I don't know what it was.
16 ounces isn't that much.
It is, if you really do the math. Obviously, you don't know a lot of math like I do. But if you add up those ounces, it's like an 18-pack. So I did that by myself.
Wait a second. 4 16 ounces is not an 18-pack.
Well, I don't know if it was like 16 ounces or 60 ounces. I can't remember.
I don't even think they make 60-ounce Miller Lights, honestly.
Like you said, you don't drink as much as I do.
That is true. So you're not going to drink at all?
No.
All right, okay. Well, you're passing up on 25-year-old Armagnac.
That's how long you've had it?
Yeah. No, it's older than both of my children's ages combined.
It's older than me, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, shit. So cheers, because I've been holding off this bottle for a very long time. I want to taste it.
But it tastes
Okay.
horrible.
That's actually really good.
It's really smooth.
Even though it's 25 years old.
25 years old.
It barks in the beginning, but then it goes on. Okay, here it comes back up. Okay.
Does it taste better than blackened?
Nah,
Really?
Yeah, I would say Blackened's a little bit smoother, but it barks at you right at the very beginning, then it smoothes out, and then boom, it hits you one more time as it's going down your esophagus.
For those that don't know, Blackened is the Metallica whiskey bourbon, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you sure you don't want any of this
pretty good.
25-year-old Armagnac?
It's really good.
I've been saving it for a very special occasion, and we've been going through a shitstorm that's known as the coronavirus. And the day I decide to open it up, we got one refusal.
Look what I'm drinking, bro. I'm drinking Red Bull. This is like my 5th one. And I'm still
All right.
water. You know what I mean?
All right. So whatever. So Vic, you did a very vague intro, dude. You got to give us a little bit more, man. Like why are you so nervous?
I don't know. I think it's the cameras. I'm not used to this. I'm used to performing for all my friends, whether it's dances.
But you've played South by Southwest Mexico, bro.
Yeah, but you also understand how nervous I was then, and I have to get real loaded.
We're going to talk about that.
You might want to tell the story.
Yeah. So for Arzalez, we got to do South by Southwest twice.
Oof.
Shout out to our boy Lobo, who got us in. So the first year we went, and Victor performs with us in big festivals, just because we need another good-looking face. Yeah, right.
Boom.
But he's not that good-looking, because obviously you can't get distracted from looking at me.
He has good stage presence,
Yeah, I guess you can say that.
To say the least.
to say the least.
No, man, but we were playing, and we had a little green room that they prepared for us, and it's literally coolers full of booze.
Yeah.
And we did our set that we got asked to do, and I guess it was going so well that the guy was like, hey, do another like 15 minutes. So we look at each other, and Josh plays drums for Arzalez, and the lead vocalist. We got Frank Muniz on bass. And we play locally. We've done a lot of shows together, so we know a lot of covers. So we thought, we'll just do a little mix that we do where we kind of implement cumbia, reggaeton, all that together. And so we look at Vic, and Vic doesn't know anything but the original songs that we've already kind of finished playing.
But you kind of left out the part that because we're playing such a big stage and because we were in front of so many people, just like what's going on right now, I get incredibly nervous and I start drinking excessively, more than what doctors recommend.
Right. So what I tell them, it was like, bro, you do not know these songs, and I'm not gonna want like you to mute your guitar and pretend like you're playing because it's South by Southwest. People are gonna know. So I tell them, go down to the stage, let us do like 2 songs together or 3 songs together. And then on the last song, we'll do an original song. And we'll end with that. He goes, fine. He goes into the bottom of the stage. That's a huge stage, too. And while we were there, we had our boy, Luis Guerra, who was taking pictures for us.
It was Texas from what? Texas what? Shirts. They were a shirt company.
I forgot what it was called. Something Texas. Texas made? No.
Nah, man, I forgot, too.
But anyways, keep going.
We'll remember.
That company probably went under, so.
This guy.
So he goes down to the stage and he's taking pictures of everything we're doing. And after we finished the show, like he showed us pictures and he just in the bottom of the stage, kind of like
all pissed off.
his beer in his hand, like pissed off, like what the hell? They threw me out of the stage or whatever. And then we do one song, and within the 2-minute mark of the first song that we did without Victor says, "Screw this!" He goes back on top of the stage with no guitar and starts dancing. And we're looking at each other like, what the fuck are you doing? He goes, there's no fucking way I'm not gonna have. Can we cuss?
Yeah, you can cuss.
Fucking badass. So yeah, like, there's no fucking way he can be by himself. And he had to get up on stage and dance like an idiot.
So these guys always say that I laugh at everything, which is true. But I think it's only from you guys because you two together, just ridiculous. Bro.
Yeah, we're extremely hilarious.
Extremely hilarious.
But it's weird, man, because like whenever we drink, like last night, we get
four beers, by the way.
Wait, you're 60 ounces of Miller's, and Miller's is it's a pretty strong beer.
60.
As far as I know.
Miller Lite, right?
Miller Lite.
Okay.
Yeah, the light is just the brand name. It has nothing to do. It's not light at all.
It's code for extra strong.
Yeah.
60 ounces?
60 ounces.
That's 240 ounces of beer.
Yeah. Do the math. It's like 2 18 packs.
2 18 packs.
Anyway, but once we get so drunk, we start talking about like crazy, weird, instead of like, oh man, I'm so drunk, whatever. We actually get into like cool topics, talking about space and existential bummers. And for those that don't know, existential bummers it's like you're having a great time at a party like we were, and then you run out of beer. It's a bummer. It's an existential bummer. And or like how horses are weird, how some horses have black and white stripes, and then other horses charge you for sex.
These are grown adults conversations, by the way.
Wait, didn't you mention something about how you thought you've seen some YouTube videos and you were convinced that not the Earth is flat, but you think that the moon is flat? I believe you mentioning something about.
No, I would never say that.
Y'all are conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
Do you like conspiracy theories?
I think they're pretty ridiculous, but
we literally talked about that last night.
Yeah.
We have a couple of friends. Plug in here. Shout out to our friends Mando Rangel and Hernan Mireles, who for any little thing will find conspiracy in anything that happens. But yes, we were talking about that, and it went on for like about an hour. How for some reason he switched it up on me, and he was saying that I was a conspiracist, and I'm not. But the Earth is round. I'm not sure if you know this, but this is the first time that we've done a podcast together.
We were supposed to do this a long time ago. It just never happened, and then the whole coronavirus happened, and then
yeah.
And I said to myself, I don't have anything to do today, so might as well. But.
So I think a while back he had approached me, or his people had approached my people. That's the way it works, even though he plays drums for me.
Yes. Still gotta get to me somehow, man.
And he goes, dude, we should do a podcast. It should be uncensored, like not really about music, just kind of talking and. Uncensored, unfiltered. You can do and say whatever you want. You can cuss. I'm like fucking badass. And I've seen the guests that he's had before, and mind you, he's legit, right? Like he's had very important people, and then he wanted me here, and he's almost treating me like if I'm like a circus animal. Yeah. I want you to get out of the cage,
dance, monkey, dance,
right? And I knew he was serious because I told him, "Hey, is there any way?" Because I'm not sure if you put captions in the bottom. Do we have captions right now?
We could have captions. But you just give me more work. No, go ahead.
So I've seen you'll have like a scientist, or you have like a physicist, or whatever. Physicist. And I told him, hey, it'd be kind of cool if you can you put that I'm a scientist or a doctor or something. He was like, well, you're not, so I can't do that. So I was like, oh wow, respect, because he actually has respect for
just
that.
put underneath him platypus, Wayne. You'll know the difference.
I honestly don't remember the conversation at all. but let's talk about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it fucking crazy? Literally fucking crazy. What's going on?
Yeah, I wake up every day at 2:30 p.m. and I'm thinking,
2:30.
this is historical.
This is historical.
You know what I mean? Like that.
I'm used to waking up at 4, but now waking up at 2. This is crazy.
Because I'm bored of sleeping so much. Yeah. No, but it is, because you go to the stores, you see that people are protected and whatever, and this has never happened. They put the economy on hold, which is crazy. This has never happened in our lifetime, so it's kind of weird.
What affects a ton of people? I know I lost half of my clients. Mm-hmm. What did it do in your industry?
Yeah.
And yours?
Yeah. Well, you call them clients?
Clients.
I call mine fans. I lost a lot of them. I probably lost some more just by saying that. Now, so it's weird because I never like to think of having fans, because I'm still not. I mean, I'm famous, but
nobody
I'm not
knows who you are.
famous. Like I'm not.
You're famous in certain circles.
I'm not menudo. You know what I mean? Like I'm not menudo yet. Or anything. So I always call them, like, I guess people that follow me, followers.
Followers.
I shouldn't say that either, because the Messiah has followers. But I'm not saying I'm a Messiah either. I'm not even saying that either.
Christ.
Before you take it thing.
But in all honesty, like, you are one of my favorite artists in the Rio Grande Valley. Like, there's a lot of phenomenal artists.
Thank you.
You write really well. You sing really well, and you've been doing it for a fuck long time. It's not because I play with you that I get used to the songs, but it really is like you have a certain style that resonates with the Rio Grande Valley culture. I'm not stroking your ego, because you already get enough of that. You do it enough for yourself. But in all honesty, it's true. Like I mean, how many artists do you see in the Valley that are pushing out content at his quality?
I've told him several times that he's so people that don't know, he's actually my best friend. I've known him since forever. And I've told him several times that nobody in the Valley does what he does. And like I said, I hate. That's one of the worst things that I hate to do, is to compliment him ever. So when it comes out, when I tell him that I'm being sincere, and that in what Josh just said, that he's probably one of the person that pushes the most content down here and represents the Valley and our Mexican culture very well.
Right. There's a couple of artists. Brandy would be one of them. Lauren Coursing would be another one. Magali de la Rosa, I actually play guitar for her project, and wrote a song for her too. So there's a couple of artists that are doing it, but not as much. But like I said, the way this quarantine has kind of affected me, I wanted to talk about how, I know you asked Lauren, how she's dealing with the whole quarantine, and whether are you gonna be pushing out more Facebook videos and stuff like that. And I tried it. I've done it a couple of times. We did one, like a stupid one. We called it Sofa Talk. Remember that?
Yeah.
You know. And then from there, I just started doing actual music stuff, right? But and we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I guess I am one of the people that are pushing certain things. I like to keep myself pretty busy. So what I've done through the whole quarantine thing is try to stay creative, if anything, because of the whole you're bored and there's nothing to do. You're not going to your gigs. You're not performing. You're not getting paid. So I started doing funny videos. So I go as Arzalez, which is music or whatever. Then I have Gregorio Garza Jr., which is I compose stuff. I've done some stuff for you. I'm actually working on a jingle for one of my good friends, whose name I won't say because he's not paying me for it.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. And it's gonna be a lot of money.
But until you get that paycheck, then we can
get that.
Then you can name drop.
Yeah.
By the way, if anybody wants to sponsor this podcast,
Oh yeah.
No free pub, right? No free pub.
No, definitely not. But this is very delicious. What is this?
It's Red Bull.
Did you?
That's water.
that's water.
Let me see.
So you're still not drinking?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Interesting. So Vic,
I'm not sure if you remember. I told you that I drank a lot, and you're trying to push it on me. And
for Miller Lights.
yeah.
Four Miller Lights.
All right, cool, man. Whatever. So Vic, how did it ruin your industry?
So I can't actually. I can't. What are you doing here?
What?
No, you can't. No, you can't smoke in here, man.
Your producer told me I could smoke in here.
My producer had off today. Jokes up.
Jokes up, right?
So your industry.
But if I were to smoke them, they're very delicious.
So I can't necessarily, because this might go online, I can't say where I work at, but it did significantly impact the business, the job in which I work in, to the point that the thing is that I stayed working. I've been working this whole time because we're considered an essential business. But I want to say easily about 70% of our business went down.
Damn.
But I still kept my job, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I run a store, but even mine, a couple of other cities' stores got closed down, and we got consolidated into different pods. But we're still working. As you can tell, just like how the rest of the economy is slowly but surely starting to come back. You can tell with the percentage of our business is just the same way. But we never actually ended up closing. So I feel for these people that people in the service industry that got impacted immensely, people that just got furloughed or lost their jobs. Like, I can never ever complain about my job ever again, because that was tough seeing a lot of my friends, including this guy, going through a little rough patch.
What do you think about that? Because Governor Abbott wants to open up Texas, and at the same time, there's on one hand, you open up Texas, you get the economy stimulated.
Correct.
There's the other hand where you open up everything and people get sick and they die.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
So
Where do you fall? Do you think you should open up businesses, let people get sick, and then let it like the flu?
No, considering everything, obviously, no life is worth any dollar sign, I think. But look, the way somebody kind of painted it to me was this. Look at H-E-B, ourselves, my company, Walmart. They stayed open while this was all going through. How come we can't take the exact same measures that H-E-B, our company, Walmart, Stripes, why can't we take those measures and just apply it to every other sense of the business so that everybody else can open up, but in a very restricted manner?
Right. I think that's what's going on now, because when I went to go cut my hair in the morning, you have 6 feet apart, you have to wear your masks, you have to wear gloves and all that stuff. So
was she cutting your hair 6 feet apart too?
Right, with a little stick. But it was a weird feeling because I hadn't walked into a haircut place in a month and a half, 2 months. So my hair was all nasty and everything. It finally got nice and...
Thank God.
I was supposed to get a haircut today. But like I said, I got road drunk last night. I had an appointment at 10 a.m. with my boy, Cumbia, who runs Clipper G's. I did not wake up, obviously, because my phone died. I forgot. I got so drunk that I forgot to connect my phone. So I woke up late. But I would have had an awesome haircut right now.
Perhaps, but yeah, you've missed flights before to gigs in other states.
Yeah, in other states.
So you too, you've missed flights when you're coming back from Cancun or something.
No, from Colorado.
From Colorado.
But okay, so there's a difference. He just has poor time management, and you very much well know, right? Me, it's just that I'm an idiot. There's no other excuse that I can't read things properly, and I thought our flight left at a certain time, so I missed my flight because I thought, my flight leaves at 7:15 when my actual ticket said it left at 6:15. So by the time we got there, it was too late, and that's why I missed my flight because I'm an idiot. You missed your flight because you can't manage your time well.
Yeah, but I was ready. It's not like I was late because
in Colorado.
you know what? I'll just pack late.
The Colorado one?
No, to
Dubuque.
To Dubuque.
Yeah, we had a show in Dubuque, Iowa for
A film
Jacob.
festival.
Hold on. Let me stop you right there because he always does this. Every time he's late, he says, "Dude, I was ready," but some act of nature provoked you from getting there on time.
Well, maybe I did it on purpose because you always say that and it bothers me.
Hey, that didn't affect me. That's your band that was.
Hey, no, I didn't even worry about it because Frank was like, "Hey, what are we gonna do?" I was like, "Dude, where?"
That's what happens. You make me piss me off.
Where do you pull that beer from, dude? Wow.
On my 60-ounce Miller Lights.
16, 1-6, right?
60.
Josh, do you know where the beer wench is at or no?
Beer wedge. see, she'll come. So when we got to the airport, right?
Yeah.
We're going to Dubuque, Iowa. Shout out to all our friends out there.
Oh, yeah.
What are y'all doing over there?
They postponed it till when?
Yeah, so we were supposed to play April 22nd. April 24th to the 29th. Or 27th, something like that. But they switched it because of the whole, obviously, the pandemic. That's they switched it to
Is it June?
June 17th to the 22nd.
Okay. So last year when we got to the airport, Frank was there. He was like, "Hey, what are we gonna do without Greg?" I was like, "Dude, Greg's a grown ass man, bro. We're going." Sorry, man.
Yeah, then he said, "You know what? We'll miss our flights. That way they can."
Hell no, dude. I'm a grown ass man too, man.
When they landed, because I got there, 9 hours late?
Yeah.
10 hours late?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, what time did you guys get there?
I don't even remember, dude.
Josh,
So I get there and I was like, "Oh, my boys are gonna be there holding a sign that says Arzalez."
We were already drinking and eating burgers.
Josh, do you ever have to do this? Like I do this frequently because, like I said, I've known him for such a long time. I lie about what time our events are at. Like I throw them like about 3 hours before so they can get there on time. So if I have something going on at 5 p.m., I'll tell him, "Dude, we're starting at 2. Make sure you're there on time." And sure enough, he'll get right at 5.
Yeah, with certain people I do, but he's the one that books them up. And naturally, I'm always early or on time. So I just, I'm there.
Yeah, I know you are. You're very good with
always.
time.
It's like yesterday, I said a word and I really impressed Victor by saying it. I said accountability. I have none of that. So when it comes to time, I feel like, well, I'm an artist, so they should know that it doesn't matter whether I come late or not, because I have no accountability and because I'm an artist.
We actually had like about an hour conversation about how the difference between being an artist and being a musician, and our conversations get a little wacky.
Wait, okay, so what's the difference between an artist and a musician?
So I was just letting him roll, the way I kind of just let him talk. Apparently, according to Greg, it's because he's published. He's considered an actual artist.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so if I was to draw a stick figure, I pay to get published. Then I'm just as much as an artist as you are by definition.
We said professional artist, which means you have to get paid in order to be considered professional.
Do you have to get paid once or you have to get paid multiple times?
Even if it's just once. But when we started talking about art, there's a very thin line, and I have a lot of artist friends. I'm not saying anything bad, and this is not Arzalez talking right now. It's Greg, whatever, right?
That fucking loser.
Right. So when it comes to music, like I have to distribute my music through CD Baby, and it gets to iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, all that good stuff. Arzalez.com.
You can mention yourself. You
can name drop yourself.
So is it here? Is it right now? Is it right here?
Arzalez.com.
Okay, so
right there.
I'm assuming here it probably says Arzalez / Garza Jr., the composer.
No, Paradise way at the end.
And then like genius musician in the bottom or something like that. Probably. Am I covering it? Or
No, you're good. You're good.
am I going through the letters right now?
So artist and musician.
Genius musician, yes.
So this is one of the debates I've always had for a long time, because in my world, you're a videographer, photographer. When can you consider yourself a photographer?
A professional.
Yeah.
Well, professional means that you get paid for it. That's all it means.
But so that's even crazier, because as you know this, in the artist world, you obviously are looked down on by other artists that are better or or have better work.
Right. So what I was telling him, when it comes to actual art, and you consider yourself an artist, anybody can draw a picture and sell it and whatever. The thing is, there's a very fine thin line when it comes to that kind of medium, which is painting, drawing, to where you can go to a museum in New York and somebody can literally type on a Mac and print it out, and it just says existential, and people are like, whoa.
Wasn't that the same thing with the banana that was
right? It could be a banana
taped
peel.
on the wall.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and they consider that art, and he got paid a lot of money for it. And then you have your Picassos, your Leonardo da Vinci, your Raphaels, and they probably got paid less for what they did.
Donatello. Are you just naming the Ninja Turtles?
Yes,
what are you doing?
Yes, Shredder. He was like a Jack Pollock kind of guy. But see, and they put them in the same level. They're still both artists. They're still both professional artists. So there's a very fine thin line. The difference between that medium to music is that it doesn't matter whether you play reggaeton or whatever. Reggaeton, you can think about, you can have your idea about what it is or whether it's good or not. But as far as what it is compared to country, not country, to or like contemporary music or jazz, reggaeton is a lot bigger because it's more popular. Popular.
It's a very interesting subject because I always felt like when I play the drums, I'm horrible at timing.
Correct.
I can't.
It's weird that you say that because a drummer's supposed to be good in time.
Yeah.
Well, no.
That's one of the things that.
So the thing with like Tren, like we jammed. That was our thing. We sounded really good. We worked together.
Yeah, I think your audition to Tren was literally the question. You play drums? Yeah.
You're in.
Do you know how to keep time? Yes. Boom. You're in.
Like right to your face.
Yes, it's 9:42. Good, you're in.
Freaking 400 shows later. Oh, I'm not really good at keeping time.
But that's a debate too. Is like you can have your session drummers that are doing studio work,
right?
And then you have your live.
But see, and I'm not sure if you guys know this. I'm not sure if he's mentioned it before in the podcast.
Bro, I feel like you're getting real close to me. I feel like you're getting like.
I feel like I'm going lower and lower. Right? It's like right now I've drank about this much. I'm assuming it's like a 6-pack because it's a bigger beer.
He's drinking his beer, not this 25-year-old Armagnac from France.
Give it here.
Hey, I'm gonna drink one of your fucking hot ass beers, bro, because the beer wench never came by.
Yeah.
Why do musicians drink hot beer?
I fucking don't, but
it's my.
You're not a musician, wait.
It's my publicists. I'll just call them.
Hey, in my own right, I am. I own 2 guitars.
You're right.
And I play South by Southwest twice.
I actually say that story. Say that story while I enjoy a fine 25-year-old.
Well, it's already the end of the story.
25-year-old Armagnac. Yeah, you were going somewhere with your story.
Yeah.
Wait, that's him for you though. He chose off, and then he finds little snippets of something else, and he'll go that way, and then he'll go this way. And then,
the thing is, I got distracted because my
I think it's an artist. I think it's an artist thing, right?
Yeah. What was I talking about?
Wait, who knows?
I was sipping my beer and
session drummers versus.
All right, let me finish on that while I sip on my whiskey beer.
We're gonna be here till 8 p.m., bro.
I know.
Yeah, that's good stuff. It's real good stuff.
25-year-old.
It's 25 years.
25 years old.
Actually, tomorrow I'm turning 25. Tomorrow's my birthday, actually, for real.
Well, okay, first of all, we're gonna get there, but right now.
So you're saying that this is older than you?
That is older than me. I'm actually gonna turn 25. Yeah, correct.
It doesn't make sense. You're taller. Anyway,
let's go back to the subject.
We'll go to that. We'll go to your birthday. It is a stupid birthday tomorrow. Anyway, it's about me. Damn it. Yeah, we're talking about time and you, right? And it's kind of weird because you've mentioned. I'm not sure if you mentioned before that he drums, because I'm pretty sure the audience has seen every single one of Joshua Moroles' podcast.
Every single one.
I'm not sure if you've mentioned before that you're a drummer, that you've played for the geniuses like Arzalez and the almost as genius as Arzalez Tren. Shout out to my boy Jesse and Frank.
Oh my God!
And
can you never get to the story?
But it's the thing. It's the thing. Like in Tren, myself and Jesse, Ray Jimenez, we would write the songs, and we got the opportunity to play with Josh, and Josh became a style within the band. So if we were to have had a drummer that was skillful, that can tell better time than you can, if anything, right? He would have literally played the song the way he remembers or how he knows and how his education has gotten him to play it. But he cannot groove because we could probably even say, even if you didn't think you knew what you were doing something that we based our style off of. Mm-hmm. And that we later found out that it was ballroom reggae. right?
Ballroom reggae.
Something like, yeah. So, and then we started doing disco. So every song that we had, we would do this ballroom reggae style with disco, and that was our thing. So because we had you as a drummer, it grew into a style. I'm not sure if that makes sense. And obviously we can't not give credit to Jesse for writing the songs that he did or myself, right? But the groove was not what I was thinking. But when you were playing it, I was like, dude, keep doing that. And then from there, we had these ideas. And I think Jesse would agree too. So you don't have to be the best drummer, or you don't have to be the best timekeeper, right? But that is just on the groove. Because when you think about him, one of my biggest influences is the Beatles, and they have Ringo. And people have always said that he wasn't the best drummer.
Don't they say that about Lars too?
Yeah.
Don't fucking get me started, bro.
All the damn millionaires, they're making fun of those millionaires. Shit.
Don't even get me started, bro.
But I still remember. I forgot who said it, and it was so great. It was probably me. But this guy said Ringo Starr was not the best drummer in the world, but he was the best drummer in the world for the Beatles. So,
but
Josh,
that's the same thing that they say about...
You're my Ringo too.
That's the same thing they say about Lars, though. He's not the best drummer in the world, but he's the best drummer for James Hetfield, the singer.
Oh, yeah, for Metallica.
Yeah.
So I got something to tell you.
Hey, easy.
I fell victim to office politics, and I got pushed out of a company that I was working with for 2 years.
That is correct. I fired you. Yeah, you're right about that. But no, I'm joking.
What do you mean?
So there's office politics. I'd never been part of office politics.
So before you had your Alamo Digital...
No. They were a client with my company.
Gotcha.
But recently they decided to part ways because of office politics.
I know who he's talking about. But I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but I had never experienced that before. So I was like, how do you base my input into the company?
Like your value?
Value, how are you basing it? Is it based off of metrics, data, and analytics? Because if you see it on paper, it's going forward. It's getting out to the right people. And it was office politics. It was,
but wouldn't you assume also? I mean, it's just like everything else. Oh, well, because maybe you said you've never been part of it, but I always thought
I've never been.
It's like evolution. Like whenever they feel threatened by someone or something, they'll try and push you out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's
like,
weird. But
if you do too good of a job,
but
and see, that kind of reminds me of like bands. You know, bands have that. Like when I came into Tren, I started this band with Jesse. You came in. And you feel that sometimes, that animosity towards like, oh shit, he's really, really good. I want to be the good one. And you start kind of feeling certain things. I've had that with several bands. And that happens within a company when you feel threatened by somebody.
But I don't know. It was weird because like obviously I have the podcast, right? And at that time I was talking about everything about coronavirus. So I was kind of trolling Mayor Darling at the time. I was like, hey, dude, come on my podcast. People want to know what's going on. And supposedly he was going to call me. He had my number. He was going to call.
Really?
Never happened. And I posted on Facebook a little skeleton of a skeleton holding a phone.
I think it's
like me waiting for Mayor Darling to answer the call me. So I don't know if it was that, because obviously it has to be political.
Correct.
Or was it because I was doing podcasts that didn't fall in agreement with how they saw things?
Wait, so you assume that he had a connection somewhere where they...
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't know. I just feel it was office politics and they wanted to push me out.
I didn't want to say anything, but earlier when I got that phone call, it was Mayor Darling. I didn't want to answer it because I thought it would be weird, but I just wanted to put it on.
That's interesting.
It's interesting.
But I feel like it's not a nuance. It happens all the time. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen a million times. Like,
but where is it like? How do you justify it? Is what I'm trying to say.
If you're asking if it's ethical, obviously it's not business wise, right?
Right.
But people with power can do what people with power can do.
It's a very strange feeling to feel powerless.
Yeah.
And it's kind of silenced. Yeah. That's the great thing about the podcast, is because I can talk about this.
Yes.
Right.
And I don't have to worry about anybody like, all right, well, you're gonna get scratched because
I know
what you said.
I know Mr. Darling's people. They know my people.
You have no association with this. With
On that
You're not going to
note,
be touched, but we probably cannot be friends after this.
on that note, who do you go for reliable information?
Okay. Oh easy.
Obviously, it's not Facebook, YouTube, Fox, CNN, ABC.
My neighbor that lives across the street, he's really, really good at it.
When it comes, I mean, he knows this because I kind of talked to him a lot about like the stuff that I've heard, the stuff that I read, things of that nature.
Before you go there, I was gonna ask that. I'm not sure if you wanted me to chug this.
Oh no, you sip this.
Okay.
It's a 25-year.
Okay.
Is that why you interrupted my fucking?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to be uncool.
Jesus Christ. Am I supposed to chug this? Come on. What was your question?
So where do you go for reliable information?
So you have to balance it out, I think. I mean,
But how?
I go from like, and this is true, I go from your big guys, CNN, to also Fox, because you have to have a balance of both kind of angles or views. I go through the more, what do you call them? I wouldn't call them underground or more subtle because they're pretty big. There's a Vice.
Vice is really good.
I also, surprisingly, you get a lot of information from comedians. A lot of the late night guys make like very precise kind of like tone in the comedic way, right? But they kind of let you know what's going on. So I mean, you're talking your Stephen Colbert, your Jimmy Kimmel, your shout out to them because I know they're watching. Your Seth Meyers. That even though there's jokes tied around them, there is actual a real tone to it, and a real concern, especially in times like this. So I feel like it's a balance, I think.
Yeah, a lot of people get their information. I've gotten a lot of information from them. I myself get my information from the office of Mayor Darling.
Damn. Well,
damn.
I've only seen him do his own videos, man.
I got you, man.
Hey, can I make a quick comment, Josh?
So I'm not gonna silence you, man.
At whose expense?
No, I just realized. Okay, so what did I tell you today? I go, and I even told you when I got in here. I go, you know what? To pay homage to Josh, I wore a shirt that Josh would wear. Right, this is just his style, and I just saw right now. Can you please hold up that coaster?
Ah, yes.
Like they were saying that I have an ego. I have an ego. Yeah, he's wearing. Yeah.
So first of all, I didn't buy this and I didn't make it. All right, it was a gift. It was a gift.
No, but the shirt. Look how similar it is.
It's a flannel, red flannel, red and black flannel shirt.
I also wanted to pay homage to Josh, so I'm not wearing any underwear. And I'm wearing his glasses. Give me his pair of glasses, sunglasses. Boom! See that?
Oh, jeez.
We're big fans of yours, actually.
I don't know what that is. Oh. So, anyways, so the coronavirus, it's a very interesting thing.
Oh, my God.
I don't have anything here.
Actually, before we go there.
Check your phone.
My phone?
Oh, the chat. We have a chat going on.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So, I'm in a few different chats. And
are you?
I have different circles of friends, by the way.
Is this like
so don't say anything. Don't say anything, apparently.
But is this for this?
What the heck?
Or is that something else?
Huh?
Is this for this or is this something else?
What's for something else?
Like whatever you're...
No, she's telling me to look at it, but I don't get it.
So your wife is interrupting me talking?
Yeah, she's interrupting you talking.
Is she going to bring beer or no?
Do you need one or what? Can you get it?
No, I'm already good. But
no, so what I wanted to talk about, because
like in 4 minutes.
Earlier, I mentioned that you approached my people and you wanted to do this podcast. And after that, I didn't hear from you. Whatever, your executives didn't get with me, whatever. And a couple of weeks passed by, and I had it stuck in my head that I really want to do this podcast now. I got excited about it. You know, I can really come out.
Okay.
Not like that. But I can get out of my cage. I can take off my shirt if I want to, which I will after I finish this whiskey. But... And then I told him, well, we're going to do this podcast because he had been doing podcasts with several people through, because of the pandemic, via Facebook Live or, whatever. So I told him, when are we going to do ours? What the hell? You told me you were going to do this. And he was like, no, the thing is, like, I actually want you to be next to me in the camera. Like, I don't want to do it over the phone. Like, I want you here with me. So coming into this, I was kind of weirded out because I didn't know what to expect. Which is why I bought my.
That's why you brought Vic.
As a witness.
I felt
I haven't had a real guest in 6 weeks.
Might have been raped. I'm not sure if you noticed, but he's been touching my leg every now and then. Can you see my leg now?
The way over here, you did mention that, like, dude.
I'm a little scared.
hey, like, you know why I brought you? I go, yeah, because of Josh, because of his rape eyes.
Right. And mind you, I was gonna bring my whole entourage because I have a group of people that always walk with me, right? Because I always feel threatened.
Alex, right?
You know, I have Alex, my boy Alex, my boy Jesse Ray Jimenez.
He never no.
A paperclip. Little gunshot.
Stapler also.
Yeah, you know, like I got a lot of people, man. But obviously, this building here cannot hold all my clique, right? So obviously, I just had Victor here. So I was threatened, and I was thinking about it on the way over here. I'm wearing a cute top. I'm wearing very nice glasses.
A cute top or a cute top?
No, a very cute top.
Oh, cute.
You know what I mean?
Like a cute tip.
And
like a top.
if he wanted anything to happen, something's gonna happen. Something's wrong. So, but he's been behaving.
I mean, how many times did you change before we actually started this podcast?
Thank you,
I think Vic can attest to.
You're asking me how many cute tops I went through?
Yes.
Before I can get the
Josh,
right thing?
before we started rolling, didn't I distress my anger about how many times I was like, dude, I literally said this. I go, Josh, fuck, man, this is the fourth shirt that this guy has changed into.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that you mentioned how many shirts I
You own in your car? Are you homeless or what?
No, yeah, I do have like 25 shirts in my car just in case. I have one for every single occasion.
Bro, if you need a place to stay, let me know. You don't have to have all your clothes in your.
No, it's because you never know, man. My publicist will call me, or Mayor Darling will call me and say, hey man, we're having a party. Come over. And I'm like, is it a polo shirt?
It's a dressy
party?
thing.
Is it a tank party? Because we have a lot of tank parties.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can go home and change. Why do you have
it's too long.
Are you okay?
I'm ready to go.
Tell the people of America, are you homeless or not?
No.
Do you live in your car?
In my car, I have different outfits. I have
For
several
different hours.
several 4-packs of Miller 60 ounces.
Fucking boiling
Just in
right
case. Yeah, they're hot. Some of them pop.
A 4-pack with the 6.
Because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Yeah, no. So I always have to do 4 because if I do more than 4, I get really crazy. So the other ones, I gotta just chuck them.
It's just you trash them.
So, so you buy a 6-pack.
Yeah.
But you throw away.
Yeah, it's too much. Wait, it's like
That's
three
low,
18-packs.
That's low key flexing right there. You just trash beers.
Yeah, man. Like
Is that how much money you make? Fuck.
I chuck them, fam. That's what I do.
So I don't know if you saw that behind you, but that's a big coronavirus piñata.
Can I bring that out?
But yeah, I think they can see it. Maybe not.
Is there a hole in it?
That actually is a hole.
There is a hole in it. I wonder why. Can you put it on your head or no?
So I got that from my friend Janie. Her father actually makes piñatas.
Awesome.
And I had it for a long time, and I was gonna break it. We're gonna break it probably like 2 days into the whole lockdown. But we decided to hold off until this whole thing is over. But it doesn't seem like it because...
Whoa, brother, you haven't met me after 4 Miller 60 ounces, bro. I break that shit real quick.
Did you know that...
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, I'm very confused as to... Okay, go ahead, Josh.
I get real drunk after 4 Millers.
18 packs?
Did you know that there were a record number of people that went to the island last Friday and Saturday?
You were one of them.
No, I went the week before.
Oh, even better.
Even worse.
Actually, it was better because that whole week after everybody went, there was an influx. I think like 27,000 people went
to the beach.
Let me find it.
Find it and let me know, and let me know what cited sources.
Oh, it's through the Monitor. I don't know is that a trustworthy.
Locally, yeah.
Locally,
yeah.
So, have you all gone out to eat? Since they reopened restaurants?
The only restaurant I've gone to, and no plug-in intended, is Whataburger. And also one of our local places, which I'm a big fan of, and I perform there too, the Quarter here in McAllen. Great. And let me just say that too.
They've been taking care of you, right?
Yeah, they've been taking care of a lot of their musicians, man. They were one of the companies that decided that they were not going to open on May 1st. Even though they were able to open up, I believe, to 25% capacity. They decided not to because of the safety of both their employers and their clientele. So, but within, for a couple of weeks now, they've actually, every weekend, they've been sponsoring free meals to any musician. And that's awesome, man. Like, they're already losing money. And then for them to do that, that's beautiful. So I want to thank Liza and Manny for doing that. And also, I do want to mention, we did a video last week on Friday Ram Danasy.
Oh, that was a really good video,
Man,
dude.
it's a great song, period. He reached out to several artists. So he did a song. He has a song called Fire. And he got 15 artists to collaborate with them. We all did our little lines and everything. We did a video. We got the camera guy who's worked with Adam Sandler before. Talented guy. So check it out. There's a video out there. They do have a GoFundMe page. And again, all that money is going back to the community. They're not keeping any of it. They made shirts. We Are One. Beautiful shirts. Check them out. If you guys can respect literally the companies that are keeping you safe and still sponsoring and taking care of their own.
Nice.
Beautiful. Check it out.
Yeah, it's a very interesting time because when they reopened the restaurant, so you can go in 25% occupancy, right? So I took my wife out to, I won't name the place, and we had a horrid experience.
No way.
So they were going to...
Okay, what letter does it end with?
I'll let you know off the podcast.
Oh, off here. By the way, you can pay $50 extra.
VIP.
There's
VIP.
After the podcast
After
series.
the podcast series.
Mind you, the after VIP thing, we're literally going to be wearing do-rags, tanks, with NBA jerseys, straight gangster. It's very different from this, right? You're going to want to do that. And it's only $150.
$150
for 30 minutes.
So if anybody knows me, they know I 100% support local restaurants.
Yeah.
100%.
You're right.
But when I went to this restaurant...
Was this a local restaurant?
Local restaurant.
Okay, so now we're whittling down.
Yeah, it's local. And it was appalling. Like, okay, I'm going to tell you the experience. I'm not going to say what it was. So they were going to sit us with somebody, right? Sit us with a group, and my wife was like, "No, I don't want to sit next to people."
Sit them with a group?
Sit us with a group, and that's the time where you can only have 6 people in a group. You have to have them sit 6 feet apart, right? The social distancing, and we're like, no. So we ended up sitting at the bar, right? And we get served. We order our food. Food's amazing, and then the bartender, I don't know if it's a girl or a guy, starts chatting, whatever. And we chatting along, and then put the gloves, masks, and everything, right? Like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
And then starts talking to us, and then the person comes out of the bar and like starts poking his mouth with his teeth, showing us his teeth, like fingers in his mouth with the gloves on, like literally like right this next to me. And I was like...
But why? What was the reason of him picking his teeth?
He was showing us his teeth.
Mind you, when you open your mouth,
I feel like
sometimes random spits just come out.
Not only that, I think out of this whole podcast, there's 3 of us and we're very talkative. That's the first time if you go back, it's just dead silence when you said that. Like, why? And you're like, we're like this.
Yeah, and it's weird because obviously we're not sitting, and the whole 6 feet thing, it's still there. You still have to do that, right? And right now we're not wearing our masks. But the thing is that we've made out with each other several times, so we're not worried about anything. We're not gonna catch anything that we haven't had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just wanted to get that out of the way.
The point of the story is that while all these other restaurants are hurting and struggling and they want to reopen, they want to get all these people into their bar or into their restaurants, this is happening.
So that goes back to my argument about what I said would suffice as a way to reopen. If HB's done it, if we've done it, if everybody else has done it in a very safe manner, it can happen. But if it's like that
was the first day.
That's what I'm saying. If it's like that, then why reopen?
I wonder if that's just an isolated incident, because I feel it is, because I know a ton of restaurateurs, ton of restaurant owners.
How many times have you gone out other than that time to somewhere public like that?
I've gone to a few places already, and they're very clean. Very clean. Yeah, very clean. Even some of my clients that reopened again, they're taking precautions to the next level.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be the person that they get COVID-19 at their place.
So let me tell you something about like my business or what I work for, but just to kind of give an example of the way other businesses should treat
pornography director. Go.
They should treat what's
I've done some films from him.
we pretty much took the approach of are we gonna create a liability issue for our staff and our customers?
Right.
That's a huge lawsuit.
Yeah.
If you create a liability issue, so that's why we've taken insane measures. We're about to actually get. I'm not gonna say this, but there is.
I'm gonna sleep real quick.
Yeah, but so I won't say it because it might disclose things. But yeah, we've taken insane measures because we always have that in our mind.
Right.
Am I creating a liability issue for staff and our customers, our clientele.
Right.
And I think everybody should think that way. Like,
yeah, and it's cool because I obviously we have to give props to HEB, man. They've been doing a great job.
Yeah.
Every time I go in there, I went in there today, and I am gonna say something that they might not approve, but I love HEB, and it was nothing big anyway. I got what I wanted, but every time I walk into HEB, they're cleaning every single cart. They have sanitizer. Some places don't even have that, and they take care of their own. It's beautiful. They've been open. They've been very great about keeping the 6 foot difference and all of that. So today I had a problem.
What was the problem?
And it was a personal problem. I tend to drink about 7 to 10 cups of coffee a day, and it's fine because usually the night before I had a lot of.
That's why you have
4
heart
milliliters,
problems, bro.
And
this is at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
I says to myself, which is something that Victor says a lot. I need coffee creamer because I'm not gonna take that black. I need some sugar in my life. So I went to HEB to get me some creamer. I got French vanilla, old fashioned, whatever. And I went.
What the fuck
And
are you talking about?
was a bit hungover from the night before because I had 4 60-ounce Millers, and I ended up buying a lot of stuff. I got smell goods, chips, coffee creamer.
Those smell good. Like soap?
Smell goods like Glade,
Yeah.
Connect them.
I got you.
Whatever.
Hey, well, put like in your sentences, put like a little comment there because we don't know if you're putting that together.
I think when I say I bought some smell goods, everybody understands.
he
that
said
it's
smell
Glade.
goods chips. So that's why Josh was a little confused. He's like,
Oh, chips smell good too.
I've never had such a thing.
Chips smell good too. And there was HEB brand sour cream and onion.
Hey,
Anyway,
is it me or
anyway,
Greg
can I
sounds
finish?
like he's trying to
Can I
drop
finish,
sponsorships everywhere.
So for a while, the only stores that I've gone to would be either this one local corner store where I get my 4 packs of Miller, or HEB or Walmart. I like going to HEB. It's my shit.
Me too.
So when I went every single time, one thing I didn't like, and I understand why they were doing it, which is because they're being very cautious. They weren't doing daily baking. What they were doing is that they were baking and then automatically sealing that, whether it was a dozen or a 6-pack or whatever of donuts or sweetbreads,
Okay,
which is smart, which is very smart because they don't want to do it daily because they're exposed to it. They're not going to leave it in the actual container because several people are going to be touching whatever, which is very smart for HEB. Beautiful job. So my problem is, and this is my problem.
Oh, we haven't gone to the problem.
No, I haven't got the
Jesus
problem.
Christ.
This is why I have my
He's
problem.
an artist, right?
When I go to HEB, I do not want to buy a dozen donuts because I live by myself with my cat. And
What?
I live with my cat. And so when I'm not going to buy a dozen donuts or a 6-pack of donuts because I know I'm going to need them all. So they haven't had that, which sucks. I can't just get one donut because I all overdo it.
Normally you would be able to.
Today, which is to my
Surprise.
HEB, right? To my surprise, they had packs of 2 donuts for $1. And I thought I hit the jackpot. I woke up early today. I woke up at 10:30. And then I stayed in bed. I was awake. And then I actually left my bed at 1 p.m.
Wow.
And I went to go get my coffee creamer and my donuts. And this is my problem with HEB.
Wait,
I know.
What? We're still at the problem?
I know that you're doing us a service, but it was not fresh. It was a stale donut. And one of the worst things that I've ever experienced in my life, besides a stale donut,
Jeez.
was probably only one Red Bull when I come into every show or every podcast that I do. He only got me 1 instead of 2 as I request.
How many podcasts have you done? Jesus Christ.
I've done several.
Wait, bro.
Oh, wait, he's still not finished with his story, is it?
No, I'm not finished. So,
He's
like I
artistically
said,
telling
one
you.
problem that I had
This shit's like
is
shut
that
down.
when I
You're attacking HEB.
No,
this shit is getting
no.
shut down like in the next 30 minutes.
What surprises me is that you're not taking this as serious as I am. I like to go to the bakery from HEB and get 1 donut. To my surprise, they had packets of 2 for $1, which is good, right? So I took 3 of them. I took them home. I ate all 6 of them because I took 3 of them, but they were all stale. I went to the point where I was eating and eating so I can climax and get my kicks off and feel where at least one of these are going to be fresh, and they weren't.
So,
That's all I gotta say.
okay, so let me, I just, let me be clear.
Did not climax at any point. I didn't find any pleasure because they were all stale. And that's the only problem.
You're upset because HB has had our backs throughout this whole pandemic. You're upset after all they've done.
You want a little bit more of this?
Yes, please.
You're upset that they were being still careful with your donuts and not producing your individual whatever.
It just wasn't as fresh as I wanted it to be. You know, I feel like sometimes when I bite into an HEB donut and it's right off, and they can't do that again, obviously, because of the pandemic. It's not their fault, but it's their fault that I had to eat 6 of them to understand that all of these were stale. It was a big problem for me, especially before I was going to do a very important podcast with Josh Morales.
Let me know whenever you're done, Wayne.
Am I drinking this?
Are you single?
Am I drinking this?
Whoa, that's very sad.
Are you single?
Yes, I am.
What does the single world look like? I'm asking him. You've had like a 30-minute conversation.
Dude, no,
about
tirade.
About
forget.
it's
a tirade about donuts.
I forget. This podcast was about a member of my entourage or my clique, whatever. Yeah, go for it, man.
Fuck no, I am not a member of your entourage. Dude.
All right, so you're single. What does the single man's life look like? I've been married for a long time.
Okay.
So I want to know what it is that you experience nowadays.
Okay,
in your world.
You know what?
Social
before you go
media.
there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Before you go there. No, and it's relevant. It's relevant. It's actually interesting because Josh has been married for how many years?
10.
Wife, are you here to confirm that?
9.
Okay. You're married. I have a girlfriend of 6 years. And Victor, you've been alone and desperate for several years.
I don't know if he's.
So
I don't know if he's desperate.
Yeah, we have 3 different circumstances. We have a married guy. We have a guy that has been in a very healthy long-term relationship.
That should be married, but it's not.
Long-term healthy relationship. Thank you for saying that. And a lonely, desperate, single guy that is just.
So honestly, what is the dating scene like now in 2020 or 2019?
2019, 2020. It depends on the way you look at it. To me, obviously, it's very different from when maybe you started courting your wife, right?
Courting.
It's very different from how you
making maritals.
It's evolved just like everything else, and you have to. I know it sounds technical, but it's not. You have to evolve with the times. You have to understand the way dating is. So now, for example, in your times, whenever you were single,
back in the 90s,
there wasn't, for example, dating apps, right?
Right.
That's big in the single world in a sense. It depends on where you're at, the city. Like bigger cities are more prone to it. It's more prominent there than it is like maybe some small community like the Valley. To me, maybe that's why I'm single kind of often, because I don't necessarily see a problem with it. I am more, just like you, Josh, I'm more concentrated, even though you're married, I'm more concentrated about my career, how I can be better, advance career-wise, make more money.
And then,
so do you not think that maybe it's because nobody wants to be with you because you're miserable and you have nothing to offer?
It's a
crossed your mind?
That's one of the theories that some astrophysics has proposed to.
Because when my girlfriend asked me, "Hey, you hung out with Victor last night?" Yeah, we had several 4-packs of Millers, and we got real drunk. And he was like, "So how he's doing? How's his love life?" I was like, he's just never gonna find anybody because he has nothing to offer, baby. And then she agrees with me, and we have a healthy relationship as we've always had. But you've never thought about that, and maybe it's you.
That's a healthy relationship, right? Okay, so I saw you shrink like a.
So in the world of social media, in the world of dating apps, it's you're free to do whatever you want.
What he's asking is how many times a week do you get into Tinder? Grindr.
Do you use Tinder?
No, so I've used it before. Yeah, I have used it before. Is
there a certain type of person that goes on?
No, the cool thing about Tinder is that people that have girlfriends, like boyfriends that have girlfriends, and guys that are married can also use it, which is kind of cool.
No, you can't. No, no.
I don't know anything about it. I assume.
So pretty much, like, look, this is everybody's different. Everybody's different. Everybody has their perspective as to what they're looking for. Some people want something very serious. some people want something very serious very soon. Some people don't. To me, what I love is to be honest with you, is meeting people, having different ideas as to how they think the world works. If it constitutes with going on a Tinder date, or Bumble is another big one. Bumble is another big one. Just meeting somebody and just like, hey, where the fuck you from? What do you do? How'd you get here? Like, that's interesting to me enough. Especially right now when we're in a situation that we can't really see too much of other different people. Yeah. I get inspired. I get like, I guess that's the right word. Inspired by just learning new things and learning how people are in different ways in which, or different backgrounds in which they came from.
The thing is, Victor, you're single and nobody's going to believe whatever you just said. No, I mean... We want to know how many times a day you hit up Tinder and how many times you're successful doing it. Because if it's the number that we
numbers,
hear,
numbers thing,
then maybe I won't have a girlfriend. Maybe he won't be married anymore. Is it a good app? How often do you use it? Does it work? That's what we want to know from a single guy.
I don't mean to knock you out because it doesn't go towards you all, or maybe it does. I just don't settle. I've never settled.
Oh wow!
So
wow, weird that you say that. Even though you wait, you do that. But I want to do this real quick before we get into, because dude, I just opened up my third, and I got another one to go, and it's gonna end up pretty bad. So I have something for you.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. So as you know, besides Arzalez, in Arzalez, it's weird. I want to talk about that real quick, and then I prepared something special for Josh. Josh doesn't know this, right? With Arzalez, every single time we've had a show and we've performed, there's been times where our boy Frank Muniz, who plays bass for us,
Frank the Tank,
he's so lovable. I've written about him. You know what I mean? Like, he's the gran mediador, the grand mediator of the band.
Jolly.
Whenever we would fight, and I would tell Josh, like, you suck, you'll never be anything in life. He'll come in and he was like, hey, like, come on, dude, guys, we can get along, whatever. And then when Josh would tell me, I hate you, you're so handsome, and I can never be as handsome or talented as you. Josh would come in and was like, come on, guys, let's not fight, whatever. He was always a grand mediator. And so he would do this thing whenever we do that Arzalez show, and he would say, I don't want you to say anything until about the third song. Let me just talk for you. That way you seem mysterious. Because the music that we do for Arzalez, the first album at least, was very alternative and mysterious, right? And whenever we did that, I guess it worked, right? And then at the third song, I would say something, and I got Hanes thrown at me.
Hanes.
No workout brawls.
No free pub,
whatever.
No free pub.
So, and I thought it's weird, man, because I had a conversation recently with the father of my boy Cumbia, who's from Clip of G's, whose fucking place I was supposed to go to at 10 in the morning to get my hair cut, and I didn't wake up. His dad is Carlos Guzman. He's a Tejano legend, and he had a conversation with me, and he gave me some very, very good advice. And he told me, you have to understand, man, that you need to figure out what kind of artist you're going to be. What kind of voice are you going to have? How do you want people to see you? In Arzalez, I had told him that Frank tries to make me the mysterious guy because the music that I write for Arzalez could be like that. The second album is completely different. In real life, in front of my friends, Victor has always told me, you're the funniest person I've ever known in my life. You're definitely the funniest person in the group.
That's a negative.
Josh has also told me that. But whenever I go to parties and I hang out with my friends, I always do something stupid, and I'm always trying to get attention.
That's right? A quick fuck no way. So I was looking at something over there and I heard that, like, no.
Arzalez is a rock god, whilst Greg Garza is just like the regular funny guy, whatever, right? So aside from that, I also do composing, and I composed a song for Josh Moroles. He doesn't know about
Bust
this.
it out. Let's hear it.
Here he goes. I'm going to take these off real quick. I'm going to get my guitar.
Dude, you don't have to...
Why do I feel like every story of his is like 20 minutes long?
Dude, how many... think about it. No, even when you ask a question, he still asks a question for you. Like, he answered the question.
All right, let's hear this. So this is a original composition.
Yeah, that I wrote for you.
First time being heard. Have you heard it?
No, he hasn't. So I earlier today, because I got so drunk off of my 4 minutes last night.
Four 4 Millers, by
60
the way.
ounces. I went jogging just so I can get the, let me get the bad vibes off of me, man. Let me sweat them out. And while I was jogging, I was like, it'd be kind of cool to give Josh a gift. And what better gift to give him than my voice, my beautiful singing voice. So I wrote a little song for your podcast.
Let's hear it.
And it's, I hope I remember it because I just did it. It took me about 2 minutes. But anyway, is that too much in tune? Should I put it out of tune a little bit? That make it sounds weirder.
Can you just do whatever you want?
Okay, here we go.
Jesus.
This is a song that I did. This is my gift to you, man.
Let's hear it.
It's the Joshua Morales podcast. Probably the best podcast in the universe. It's the Joshua Morales podcast. Probably the best podcast in the earth. It's the Joshua Morales podcast. Maybe the best in the US of A. It's the Joshua Morales podcast. Okay, maybe the best in the RJB. It's the Joshua Morales podcast.
I think that's gonna have a permanent home as the intro of the actual podcast.
This is where you pay me. No, I want you to pay me
25-year-old Armagnac.
$10,000.
But it's interesting to say that you are an established composer.
Yes,
You get paid to compose music, and you still get paid monthly.
I sure do.
Or how does that?
I get royalties, man, every 3 months for things that I do. But I've done a couple of jingles for certain places. I've done. I think your first podcast.
Yeah.
I've done several love jams that Victor likes to use whenever he makes love to his Tinder dates.
Tinder.
And it's just me push it.
Your voice in the background.
Pump it faster. We're gonna pump it faster.
And he said, one step to the front.
Yeah.
And to the back.
At some point, they're having sex and then they're dancing.
And then they're dancing.
And then they go back. Let's go back to the sex.
All right. So before we finish off the podcast, let's talk about the coronavirus thing. I'm going to go back to it because it's one of the biggest pandemics that has ever hit our modern world.
Right.
Correct.
So obviously, it's thrown the. You were in quarantine. Were you really in quarantine? Because I was seeing a bunch of snaps and Instagram stories. That
I work, so I'm in a sense not in quarantine because I'm still working.
Right.
Like I'm still exposed to that type. But like I said, we take ridiculous measures to. I mean, nobody in my company has been.
But not in your company, at a personal level. Because I saw you all together in some Instagram stories.
Yeah. So I mean, if anything, outside of work, they're at my place. Yeah. Typically, everything happens. Yeah. We've had like several other things where Greg's there, Alex is there.
Yeah.
Hey, who's quarantined? He's quarantined. Juan is there, who works with me. Right. So it's them literally, but it's them literally, but
it's weird because we still have the 6 feet thing. Like difference, I guess.
But does that even matter if you're hanging out in the same?
Yeah, but I guess it also depends on how the way we're sitting, we're speaking, not facing each other. We're always something different, right? But at the end of the day, man, I actually wanted to talk about how because of the whole quarantine and how it might change and how it's affected your life. Like with me, obviously my job, whatever, I can't perform. So I have to go Facebook Live or whatever. But for the most part, you miss physical human contact. Mm-hmm. And it just made you realize, holy shit, as much as people are ugly and they can be ugly, you cannot be without them. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is.
To the point where Victor was like, dude, I miss you. I miss how you smell.
Not at all.
And I'm like, dude, I miss hanging out with you too sometimes, kind of.
Don't let it be.
We should probably hang out. But it's true. And when I started doing the Facebook Live thing, I was wondering, because we talked about this last time. And he said, how do you think it's going to affect the music industry? And whether you think this whole Facebook Live thing is going to continue going. So there's one thing you have to understand. A lot of people that had never used Facebook Live before, including myself, have started using it because it's a financial gateway where you can actually make any kind of profit from it. Metallica's been doing Metallica Mondays and this and this.
Yeah.
And they have a huge following. almost as many followers as Arzalez, probably more.
Nowhere near.
But so what they're doing, you have to understand. If this starts, let's say they open up the economy, they open up everything, and they start doing. They continue going with the Facebook Live. You have to understand this. Let's say Metallica was to be brought down here to the Bird Ogden Arena, plug-in. Bird Ogden Arena, which probably sits, I don't know, like 15, 20,000 people. I'm not sure. Every person that went to go see that concert is going to be paying a very good amount for that ticket, depending on where you're sitting. But it only houses anything from 10,000 to 20,000 people. If they continue the Facebook Live, they would probably do something where you play a lower premium, a lower ticket price, right? But instead of having access to 20,000 people max, you now have access to millions of people,
right?
Because it's Metallica and everybody's gonna want to like, dude, you play this, they give you a code, you can go into the Facebook, they do a VIP thing for you, and yeah. But it's not gonna affect the people that are local musicians. You're literally gonna get killed. I'm thinking that. And at the end of the day, this is for the audience. Metallica, I can tell you, and mind you, I don't want to speak for them. I don't like going Facebook Live. I'd rather perform live. I'd rather do it in front of an audience. I'm assuming every artist probably thinks that. It's just the fact that you hear the clap, the fact that you hear the people that are responding, like a responsive audience. It's very, very different. There's people that have gone to shows like Woodstock, whatever, that still have their ticket stubs.
Oh, yeah,
from
for
that
sure.
time that they went to that concert. So you can't take that away from the audience. So it may grow and it might be good for big artists, but I don't think for local artists.
What concerns me a lot is that obviously the professionals, the actual medical doctors, CDC, the WHO, they're saying that there might be a resurgence in the winter.
Well, I think it's going to happen in 2 weeks.
And see, that's what's very concerning to me. Like, even though I get it, like I'm still out in the field and I'm out there, but because of our precautionary measures, I feel comfortable with that, right? But just knowing that if everything full blown reopens when the winter comes, it's gonna be. I mean, the professionals are saying it's not me, it's not you, Josh, it's not Greg. It's actual medical doctors that are saying, look,
you're saying winter is coming? Game of Thrones. plug.
That's
Game
true.
of Thrones, please.
It's true because the way this virus kind of survives, like it hates the heat. It really does. And when the summer times come around, you have a more probable chance of it going down. But what happens in winter?
Well, it's a weird disease because it affects old people that have underlying conditions already. Right. It's killing people, but then it also affects certain children. And then there's people that are asymptomatic that don't show any signs of it, but they pass it on. So it's a weird thing.
Yeah. So you become a host, right?
Yeah.
Even though you have
Oh, hold on.
Wow.
You become a host. We're in a podcast where Josh Morales is a host. Do you have COVID-19?
No. Oh? All right. So we got a question. We got a question for you on Facebook.
It's my publicist.
Your publicist is back there. So this question is from Yao He's my buddy. So he asks, what do you recommend artists do to help them build their sustainable brand during the crisis?
I got very good advice.
Good question.
Very good question. I got very good advice from. I had just released a song called Marvel Love Affair that we did together. You did a video for it too, and I had a conversation. We did a show with Rock and Roll James from 94.5. And he came up to me and I gave him some advice. Man, is there any way you can help me out? What can we do? Whatever, that's mine. That's fine. I'm giving. I'm all giving. Don't put it there because
go ahead and carry on.
The fishes might come. And he told me, whatever you do, anything you do, it's a brand. You have to treat your song as if it's a brand. You have to treat your name as it's a brand. You have to treat your image as if it's a brand. So anything you do, even if you're writing a song, I'm not sure if you're a performer or if you're a musician, Yalsam?
Artist. Oh no, he's just he's an entrepreneur.
Okay, there we go. Even then, very similar. So anything you do, anything that you're pushing, has to be it's coming from you. So you yourself are the brand. The way you provide your image, the way you want to sell, the way you carry yourself out. So everything has to be as if it's a product. and don't deter from that. Period.
Surprisingly, I agree with you for once.
That's true.
This is something that has been very prominent in my field, and somebody told me this once. They told me that exact same thing. A mentor that I see, he told me, like, what is your brand? He asked me, what's your brand? I go, what do you mean? I've never been asked that. What's your brand?
Tinder.
Yeah. and I go, well, I don't understand. He goes, well, what do you want to be known for?
Grinder.
Yeah. do you want to be known for customer service? You want to be known for sales? You want to be known for whatever it is? What do you want to be known for? And that always stuck to me.
Christian singers.
That you should make your brand as to what you want to be seen as.
Right.
Which goes along with what you're saying.
And to add to that, like I said earlier, I had a conversation with Tejano legend Carlos Guzman, who gave me a very good information how the difference between Arzalez, which is a serious thing, and the way my friends know me is more like I'm always messing around, I'm always doing stupid things,
Obviously.
messing around, right? And with Arzalez, I never showed that because I didn't want to correlate like, oh, I'm just always messing around. But take me seriously when it comes to my music. You can't do that. You have to distinguish yourself differently, right? But I like being this way. I like to get drunk on 4 Millers. I like to have party with my friends and this. So I started doing and separating Arzalez from my personal life and doing stupid videos, and because I like having fun. So yeah, man, just whatever you do have to separate yourself. If you're gonna do something that it's not gonna be at a positive reinforcement for your brand, like I said, my example would be Arzalez. You separate yourself from Arzalez. That is what it is, and you do something else, but you do it under something else. Because if not, they're gonna compare those two, and your brand might be affected by it. So,
yeah. All right. So thank you guys very much for having me or having you all on the podcast.
yeah, that's true.
I think the alcohol.
No, I think we had
alcohol. You had me on.
I think
on,
I've always
on my
had you.
podcast.
You know what I mean?
So, by the way, guys, this podcast is brought to you by themarketplatform.com. It's a website that connects buyers and sellers across the Rio Grande Valley, across Texas, and literally across the nation. It is a website where you can buy and sell, and you can sell anything. You can buy anything as long as it's 100% legal. Sign up for a vendor account and start selling today. Fellas,
Thank you.
cheers.
Thank you so much for having us. Cheers, guys. You guys are staying safe out there. I'm a double fisting. Oh, double handing it. What?
See y'all later.